Code members, are you ready? It's time for the green mask. The home of all things nerdy.
So, this month's podcast is going to be a little different because Goatman is terrible at planning things and couldn't get everybody together in time. So, hopefully, this will be the last time that there's a solo podcast. But I wanted to take this month to talk about a couple of things, particularly about Palworld. There's been a lot of talk coming up about the 1.0 update and about all the things that could be coming that we all hope are coming. And I guess I just want to give a list of the things that I personally would like to see coming and things that I have seen people talk about. Whether all of it's true or not, I don't know. Some of the stuff seems to have been leaks, so we will find out. But the first thing that I wanted to start out with was getting to level 100. Now, we've been stuck at level 65 for a while now, and since the Terraria update, actually, we've been stuck at level 65. And some people have been claiming that they found information that we're going to get a higher level, which I hope we do. But I'm hoping that it goes to level 100 just because it'll give players like me who are right there at max level or already at max level something to do. Like something to work towards as they level up in the game, because reaching level 65 is one of those tasks where it's like you have all the other stuff to do, but in the meantime you're having to grind out your level, so it's like it gives you something to do in the meantime while you can't do certain things like a tower. Also, new pals. Now, we know for certain that there's been a few that's been revealed, and I actually was interested in a couple of them. Let me get the list pulled up. So far we've gotten the Lotus Dragon. I'm really interested in that one. It's probably going to be grass and dragon. But then again, it looks Sakurajima like, so I'm going to think that maybe it's fire. We've got the little puppy dog with the fuzzy face. He's electric type. He looks honestly kind of adorable. I wouldn't personally use him, but he's kind of adorable. We've got a little ice bird. It looks like he's wearing a hoodie, and I feel like he is another form of pinglet in a way. He kind of looks like a little penguin. They've got one that looks like a barracuda, and his head detaches and becomes a sword. And I am actually very excited for that one. I don't know anything about it, but I want it. They've got these two little fairies. One's ice and one's fire, it looks like. And they hold hands, and I'm imagining they come as pairs, but maybe not. Maybe there's two separate ones. And then, of course, the big whale. And everybody has been really interested in this whale since the first time it was shown off. I don't know anything about the whale, but the fossils on the map are actually based on the whale that they couldn't introduce in the alpha version. And they have, I guess, found a way to incorporate it. Hold on a second. I'm reading on the Snowbird. There's a couple of people talking about a new Xeno coming, like Xenolord and Xenovator and Xenoguard, and it's supposedly what causes the Scar of War that's on the map, the big burnt area. But I have been very interested in this whale. A lot of people are saying that maybe the Xeno killed all the whales and we're finally going to get one back. Oh, wait, one got confirmed. Oh. So, a female version of Anubis called Sekhmet that had been revealed in the Pal Farm trailer got confirmed to be in the 1.0 update. And she's going to be Earth, and in my opinion, she looks like Anka from Animal Crossing a little bit, and that's going to get Rule 34 to hell and back. I already fucking know that one. Okay, that's Bastigorn. We've already seen Bastigorn. Let's see if I can find any other ones really quick before I move on to the next topic. Oh, that dark thing that kind of looks like Mewtwo. But did it actually get revealed? Or is that fan art? I do know that there's supposed to be some of the pals that we didn't get already are supposed to be coming. But on to the next topic is going to be having more than one pal out. With the exception of Dazzy, Daydream, who else? Floppy, and I think Smokey. You can't really have pals out other than one. And I think, and a lot of other people apparently think, that it would be interesting to be able to have 2 or 3 pals out at a time, if not your whole team. While it would probably eat up processing power, I think it would be an interesting idea. I think you should be able to have all your pals out at one time if you want. so that when you're at your base building or something, you could have them help out more than just having to switch out. Um. Oh shit. Also, while adventuring, I would love to have more than one pal out too. Maybe it would be limited while adventuring to like two pals, but I think having more than one pal out while like battling, maybe only like in dungeons or in boss rooms, I would be fine with that. But I do want to see having more than one pal out. It would definitely separate them from the Pokemon claims, having all your fucking pals out versus just one of them that follows you around. While on the topic of bases, I want to mention I think we should have something similar to like Fallout 76 has, where you can set out like a little camp and access your main storage at your main base, or even access like a repair bench and like a cooking pot and maybe a primitive repair bench or a primitive workbench. Um that has been something that I've been for a while now, or at least introduce a PAL that can work as a moving storage container. Because while adventuring, even with like maxed out inventory space, I run out of space faster than I run out of like carry weight. So I think something like that to be able to access your storage from halfway across the map or all the way across the map would be really nice. I think we also need round building pieces. We could build little pagodas and like little towers and stuff. But we also need more triangle pieces that don't go off of angles. Maybe that go straight out in triangle formation. Or like pieces that, you know, sit better. They could be diamond shaped. We could get just like flat out diamond shaped. And I know that turning the square sideways kind of basically does it, but a lot of pieces don't lock in that way. They don't want to lock in that way. Or at least I've personally found that problem. And maybe not everybody has. Maybe it's just a singular issue I've had it where it wouldn't lock in. And I ended up having to use the triangle pieces to do it. Um, we're hoping for a while they've been saying that we're only at maybe 20% of the map. 25, I think, is what they were saying. With Daybreak, with Sakurajima, and not really counting Terraria because it's a off-map location. And I'll come back to that in a minute because I want to talk about that. But I want to see how big the map can really be. I believe I at this point have seen everything that the map has to offer. And while I'm not bored with the game, I do want to see new locations. I want to see something fresh and exciting and something that gives that sense of adventure and wonder again. Like when you first step onto the island. But back to the locations like Terraria. I want more off-map locations like that. I find those interesting, where you can go and you can find things that you can't find in the Palladian Isles. I really want to see stuff like that. Terraria was fun, and I'm still adventuring it. I'm having to go back to get more of the hollowed bars, but I'm also just going back to adventure to get better plans from there and to get some more of the creatures from there. I really like the creatures from there, and I want to level up a bunch of them. Um, but I want to see some more places like that as well as more islands to adventure and see. I'm ready to see what's at the World Tree. The World Tree has been like tempting me. You can get super close. And I know with mods and with like glitches, some people have been to the island and there's nothing there yet. Nothing spawns in, no treasure chests, no pals, no ores, no nothing. None of that spawns in, and I want to see what does spawn in there. I know it's going to be like max level pals with like maxed out stats, probably legendary level pals, but I'm ready to see that. I also would like to see better progression to get to stuff like that, though. Getting to places like Faybreak was kind of a task, especially at level 50 or so. And I understand that everything there, it starts at like 55 and goes up, but it seemed like such a chore to get over there the first time. You find out about the lasers. Now, I like the idea of the lasers. And I think that more islands and places should have that to encourage on foot travel. Because getting on foot and adventuring is the only way you're really going to see everything there is to offer. I've seen some really cool shit just walking around versus flying or gliding as I do. I like to glide halfway across the map. But doing that doesn't get to see all the things, and you don't progress as easy because you might be missing like side missions, or you might be missing treasure chests that's got things that you could be using right now. You could be missing pals that you need. I think they should force a little bit more on foot progression, but I also feel like leveling up should be a little bit easier. I feel like certain things should be increased as far as how much experience you get. Or maybe lower the limits, like how much experience you need to get to the levels that we are now once we increase it. Because getting to 65 from 60 is like getting from 1 to 40 all over again in the base game. You just don't gain enough experience for the task that you do the most, nor do you get enough experience for some of the bigger tasks that you only do a few times, like raid bosses or even going to like a shrine boss, like a world boss that you have to teleport to. And I've noticed that those give more experience, but they just, it feels like they don't give enough for the higher level ones. And the oil rig. I think we need more things like the oil rig for progression. We have 3 of them now, and they're tiered as far as the experience you need to get there. And I think we need something else along the lines of the oil rig for more progression further along. Because at 60, the oil rig is a challenge. But once we get to level 70 and above, none of that's going to be that much of a challenge. And it's going to be like the first 2 oil rigs all over again. So I would love to see more progression for the higher levels as well as the lower levels. But with progression, I also think that we need more equipment to be able to explore. Particularly things like your tools that you use, like your axe and your pick, and even like your glider. I feel like your glider could use an upgrade past the one we currently have. Or maybe they should buff it just a bit. It feels like it comes in short sometimes, particularly at lower altitudes. Like, the trajectory of it is just a little off sometimes. I would also like to see things like maybe some sort of motorized, like, chainsaw for cutting down trees, or a jackhammer for breaking ores faster. A better way to glide, maybe something like the elytra from Minecraft, where you just jump and it's like wings and you glide. I think that would be dope. Or even a zip line that reaches way further than what we have now, where you can use it to shoot the side of a mountain and you can like zip line up the mountain. That's just goofy and something that I want, but I feel like it would make some of the areas where they have the very aggressive angled cliffs, I feel like it makes them easier, especially around the volcano, around the third tower boss. I feel like that one you really need a better zip line, or you kind of really need a flying POW to get up some of the cliffs because the angles are just so steep. But in basic, I feel like we could use something like a jackhammer and a chainsaw. Or a tool that does both efficiently. Like the swords from Terraria work, but something a little bit better would be nice. The world itself feels like it needs a weather cycle. At the moment, there's kind of really no incentive to even build a closed-in base, because other than flying raids, and if you build it with high enough walls, they can't get over it anyway. So build it on like a little incline, and they have a hard time getting to it anyway, or on an island, and your borders are all the way up against the water. They have a hard time getting over that. But they don't give you any incentive for that. A little bit of maybe a rain cycle, maybe snow/hail in the snowy regions, maybe a sort of ash storm that could happen in the volcanic area, thunderstorms that could happen, maybe even severe weather like tornadoes or earthquakes. Now those probably on the extreme end. I'm probably grasping for straws on that one, honestly. At least like the snow and hail, an ash storm, and thunderstorms. I would love to see those in the game. The world just feels a little dead without it, with it just being clear, sunny weather 24/7. But I feel like the world also needs more music for just adventuring, because it is eerily silent. And while it's good to hear pals sneaking up on you and hear footsteps, and personally, I'm not big on having music in the game myself personally, but particularly for while I'm streaming or during videos, I leave the music on for those, for the person watching, so it's not dead silent. But with Palworld, you just don't get that option. I feel like every little island should have its own theme music that plays when you hit that island or that location, and with a little bit of fade in or fade out. That would be nice. That's, that'd be just a cherry on top. Music is really what we're asking for. The world genuinely feels eerie and silent without it. And while we have it during battle, and it is kind of nice that it's silent, and then when you hear it, you know something's attacking you. Even if you can't see something attacking you, you can hear it. That would be really nice. And the towers have incredible music. I would love to hear more of that. They have really good battle music. It's not the normal battle music. It's definitely unique. And I would like to hear more of it. While speaking on towers, I'm really hoping for more towers. More towers, maybe more enemy bases, like the crowned enemy bases that you can go fight. I would love to see more of that, but more towers, abso-fucking-lutely. We need more big bosses. The progression feels weird between bosses, because between Zoe and what's her name? Lily, you have that pretty quick progression. You get there really fast. And then between like Lily and Axel, it gets a little bit steeper, but not much. Axel himself is kind of hard. But then going from Axel to the PDIF tower, PIDF tower, Palladia Island's defensive force. He's a fairly difficult tower, and then the step from him to the next one is huge. As for the end, he's the fifth and the end of the base game, original base game towers. And he was hard. But Saya and Celine was incredibly hard. It took me multiple tries to beat her. Axel only took me 2. All the other ones took me 1. Saya took me so many. And I haven't even taken on Bjorn and Bastigorn yet. I'm kind of scared to. I tried to take on the oil rig, and it was fucking me up, and I was over leveled. So I'm scared to see what he'll do at max level with a legendary POW. More abilities for your team, though. That's something that, or let's put it like better abilities for your team. Ones that float with you, that attack, are really good, and the ones that pick up items are good. Why don't we have one that does all of it? Or why don't we have one that increases your luck at finding certain things? Why don't we have one that affects the weather? Which, that would be cool. If we get a weather cycle, to have a POW that affects the weather, can cause a thunderstorm or something. Beacon. Flap its wings and a thunderstorm starts. You know? Or even abilities to, like, help you with stealth. Sometimes there's bosses and stuff in the world that you need to sneak by because they will aggro on sight. And it's really hard to. So it would be really nice to have a POW to help with, stealth. Just any kind of abilities that's just a little bit more than what we have. Because at the current, we have things that affect your temperature. We have ones that affect your attack damage. We've got ones like Lavander and Failbat, who are basically vampires and help you heal. we've got a lot of really cool ones. Not to mention like the ones I talked about, the ones that float with you and pick up items and attack. Really love those guys. But particularly with the ones coming out like the swordfish, I want to be able to use it as a weapon. I know that sounds a little busted, and it could be. I don't really know. But using it as a weapon with no durabilities, like it doesn't break, would be really cool. That could honestly replace something like the axe or the pick or the swords from Terraria. It could easily replace them as a tool for PvE, for mining and crafting and whatnot without Minecraft. Um, Another thing that I wanted to talk about was the lawsuit. So, from everything I've seen recently, Nintendo has been basically told that the lawsuit can't really go through. They have not too much basis other than, hey, they kind of look like this. So, that seems to have died down quite a bit. Whereas you've got copycat games starting to pop up, like Pikmin, who just blatantly flat out ripped off Palworld's original designs, some that they have that do not look like any existing Pokemon. Ones that are just genuinely pretty unique. And then they just kind of ripped off the entire gameplay, the entire story, the way you build in it. Everything. They've gone now and they've changed the name, and I think they've started changing some other stuff. I'm going to keep my eyes on it. I want to see how that turns out. I just wanted to touch on the lawsuit really quickly and touch on that dumb new strategy of, hey, Palworld's doing good and it's getting popularity. Why don't we copy that now? Another really quick thing I wanted to touch on was the Palworld card game. I am a card game nerd myself, and I am extremely interested in buying all of the starter decks, booster boxes, special packs that they come out with, anything. You can absolutely 100% expect to see me opening that on the channel as soon as it comes out. I'm just going to go to the card game page real quick and do a brief look over on it. So far we see that there will be 2 starter decks. The Dawn of the Palapogos, red and blue. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Palapogo Islands now, not the Palladia Isles. And the green and purple ones, as well as a booster pack. Let's see. There are 100 types of cards with double rare, rare, uncommon, and common, with 50 or more types of parallels. Jesus Christ. So that's just like regular rares, I'm assuming. They're just like foil cards that come in every pack. There's 7 cards per pack, 12 packs per box. Total number of cards are under development and due to change. Okay, so I'm going to say that if it comes only 12 packs per box, I'm probably buying 2 boxes. And I am absolutely buying both structure decks, if not, or starter decks, trial decks are calling them. If not more than one of each, if I don't. I'll have to look into how to play the game. It looks like Liline and Jormuntide is the green and purple deck, and Fox Sparks and the little elephant are the red and blue deck. That's weird. I'm pretty sure it's going to be more than just them 2 in it, but looking forward to that. So the souls are going to be used as your mana to play cards, I'm assuming. Yeah. So far, we've got event cards, gear cards, PAL cards, and structure cards, but of course, these might change. The art's looking really dope so far. I like it. It has all brand new illustrations. Look forward to a wide variety of artwork across PAL, event, gear, and structure cards. So, okay, this is interesting. It comes with, the decks come with a 6-card deck, which is 10 soul cards. Your souls are in a separate deck. I do know that much. And then the 50-card deck, you get the play guide, the play mat, which is paper, but of course it is, the life counter, and you get a booster pack in it. The card featured in this product may be featured in future products. Some cards may be replaced with parallel versions. Booster pack included in this product will also be released on the same day. Okay, so only from what I can read, you have 2 colors that you choose from in your deck only, so it's kind of like Lorcana. So you only put red and blue in the red and blue deck, and only green and purple in the green and purple deck. And of course, if you build purple red or blue green or blue purple, red green, you can only include those colors or the generic cards. There are colorless cards in this set. They can be used in any deck. Basically, they're artifacts in a way. The 4 of rule. Cards of different languages may be included in the soul deck. That is interesting. I actually like that. Let's see if they've got anything else listed on here. Oh, yes, they do. Are these set lists? Oh, the green and purple deck has Astagon on it. Oh my god, it's got Astagon. I'm really excited about that one. One parallel rarity card will be in it called a trial deck super rare, and trial deck super parallel will be included, replacing a card from the 50-card main deck. Interesting. Material and ingredient counter. Interesting. That's new. Oh, it's made by Bushiroad. The red and blue deck appears to have Grisbold on it. I wouldn't think that he would be red or blue, but maybe. Fucking maybe. I am really interested to open this up on the channel. I really want. Okay, I'm looking at some of the artwork, and it's really beautiful. Oh, this is interesting. There's a demo deck as well. I think that's all colorless cards. I'll look more into this later with the learn how to play and whatnot. But I believe that that was everything that I wanted to talk about, particularly with Palworld tonight. And again, next month or this coming month, as the time that this will be put out, hopefully we will have a full cast back on the Green Mass. And yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. No episodes very much.